All praise to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushai, Hashem, HaKadosh. The Bahamas, the Fasting, the great Muslims, spoken the truth, but who will. Salutations to the Akim the question the truth, and all sincerity must alive to do so. Salutations to the hopeful, like they believe in 100% truth, Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushai, that are scattered among the four corners of the earth. Shalom. This is Revelations 13 and Sakya. Revelations 13 and 16. Which reads, and he called of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in his right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that hath a mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 636. This is a video that I want to play going into China and the digital currency. And you know that the digital currency is going to lead to the forced implementation, of the mark of the beast, because without currency, you won't be able to buy or sell. So as we get closer to the end, you're going to see the world transfer or transition into a digital currency in order to bring forth the RFID chip mark of the beast the RFID chip mark of the beast prophecy. So maybe the video is China's digital currency takes it up a notch, because the Lord is speeding things up, because we're getting closer to the end, and this is a prophecy that has to be fulfilled before He returns. These other countries like China, Japan, Germany, all these countries, they're going to be making this transition into the digital currency. Because why? Because this is something that the whole world is going to be faced with. This RFID chip mark of the beast, forced implementation, is something that the whole world going to have to face. Just like the whole world was faced with the COVID pandemic. Because why? Because it goes hand in hand. This is something that allowed them, to be a precursor into what they want to, their true agenda of, forced implementation of the mark of the beast. Because the whole world was faced with the COVID, with the COVID virus, and Esau has a plan, set forth, that but he does things gradually. He uses gradualism, to bring things forth. He gets you get you used to certain things, because with the whole COVID thing, he got people comfortable, wearing masks or whatnot, because many people were against wearing masks in the beginnings, but now they're comfortable with it because they've been conditioned already to accept receiving this mask. This is the same thing with this with the digital currency. He's gonna bring it upon gradually, and to condition you, to get you accepted, and then as time continues to get short, he's going to come down with great wrath, because he has but a short time, but I'm gonna let the video play, and then that'll pretty much be it. That's what take a listen to the video.
News, China is taking another step forward with their central bank digital currency, the digital yuan. So they've rolled out a few new features. They're expanding the trial, and so if you weren't aware already, obviously they are experimenting with a new digital currency. They started this a couple months ago, and today we're going to look at what those new features are and what that might mean going forward and for future rollouts down the road. Ready? Let's dive in. All right, so China is expanding its trial of its central bank digital currency, the digital yuan, and the main new feature that they've rolled out that they're experimenting is kind of a tap to transfer. And so people can transfer money to each other simply by touching their phones together. Now, the stated goal of this feature is to make digital currency usage more similar to physical cash usage, so that, if you have to give somebody money, you normally just, hand it to them. So this would make it, you just touch each other's phones together and that would transfer the money. Makes it a little bit more convenient than not having to go through the process of typing some things into an app. Now, obviously, this is not revolutionary. This isn't going to drastically change the function or the real purpose behind having a central bank digital currency, but ultimately it's just, turning up the temperature a little bit more, that slow boil, boiling the frog alive type of thing, where you want to get people more and more comfortable with using features of a digital wallet so that adoption is faster and simpler and has less.
And that's just Esau using gradualism. He's going to slowly get you comfortable with, bringing forth his digital currency, but that's how he works.
Friction. Now, this feature rollout, very small, up to about 1,000 people are going to be able to access this new feature. But the expansion of the overall trial is much larger. They're expanding the digital currency trial to about, I think, another 100,000 people in the new city that they're expanding into right now. And I'm not even going to try to actually name any of these cities. If you want to read the article, if you're not aware, every single week I send out an email, a newsletter. It's free. It's just like 4 or 5 articles that I've found helpful or that I've liked or enjoyed reading throughout the week, and you can sign up for that in the description below. But this might be one of those articles that makes it out this week, talking about the different approaches that they're taking to rolling out their digital currency in the different cities. And ultimately, the goal for this is to have it fully fledged out, the system in use by as many people as possible by the time they host the Olympics. So they're a little over a year out from that, and so they're going to be rolling out this digital currency trial to more and more people until then. And the timing of this latest one, it looks like it's geared so that they can test heavy usage for December 12th. Now, December 12th in China, apparently it's kind of like Black Friday in the States. It's a day where stuff online goes on sale a lot. And so JD.com, that's an online store that they have in China.
Remember, you can call your customers
Like
chief,
that.
just never big guy.
No.
Next, Carvana. People can sell their cars.
Will be accepting payments of this digital currency, and so they're looks like they're trying to test out the system to make sure it can hold up under heavy usage. Now, you might be thinking, okay, what does this change though? How is a digital currency different than any money we use is already digital? It's just digital in my bank account. Nobody really uses cash anymore. And so what is the difference between a central bank digital currency and just the money that everybody uses already today? And I've made detailed videos about this before, but in short, instead of having your money in a bank account, your money is held at an account directly with the central bank. So right now you might have your bank at Chase or Wells Fargo or Bank of America. So in the case of the United States, a digital currency would mean that instead of having a bank account with a bank, you have your account and your money held directly with an account at the Federal Reserve. Now, the reason why governments and central banks all around the world have been talking about trying to move towards central bank digital currencies is because, quite honestly, it gives them more control. And so if, banks already, if you have a bank account with somebody, they can stop transactions, they can reverse transactions. Like if you have a fraudulent charge on your account, you can call them up and say, hey, pull that back, right? And so it allows greater control from a centralized perspective. So if the government wants to stop certain types of transactions from happening, let's say, they want to ban gun sales, right? So if you have your account with your central bank at the Federal Reserve, you are you're not going to be able to use any of that money to purchase something like a gun.
See, there you go. Esau wants total control. As the elders and apostles has stated many times before, it doesn't matter, if you, it does matter if you take the chip, but even if you take the chip, it doesn't mean that you're going to be able to survive, in the new world order, because this devil's going to have total control to be able to stop you from eating or to stop you from working, you know what I'm saying? Because if you don't have this RFID microchip, You won't be able to work. You know what I'm saying? You won't be able to buy food. Uh, you won't you'll be obsolete from society. You're going to be non-existent because they can easily just turn your chip off if you have some type of rebellion against them or whatever it may be, and if you're not, you know, if you're giving them backlash, you know what I'm saying, they can just cut you off. So it's going to defeat the whole purpose of you taking the RFID chip mark of the beast. So even if you do take it, even if the devil does implant you, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to, have access, you know, to the things in his new world order, in his new society, you know, as the prophet, as the apostle, Slakia, as the elder apostles have stated many times before, you know. So you accepting the chip doesn't mean that you're going to be able to, you're going to survive, because as he says, as this dude even states in the video, they could ban you from purchasing certain items if they choose for you not to have it. You know what I'm saying? So they can even prevent, like, make you obsolete again. You know what I'm saying? They can just turn your chip off altogether after you've been chipped, because the devil, that's what his whole decision. You can't trust this devil. You know what I'm saying? The scriptures say, trust not thy enemy, you know? So for all you 2/3 out there that take this chip, you know what I'm saying? Even if you take it, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be able to survive, during these times. But if you take it, it's been ordained by the Lord, and that's just part of your judgment. And, for all you camps out there that's telling, your flock that the RFID chip is not the mark of the beast, how else will you be able to buy or sell? Because you can't buy or sell with Christianity, or telling people, it's sleeping with white women, or it's an embargo or whatnot, you know what I'm saying? And you got wicked niggas like General Yohanan telling niggas that they gotta take the chip. You know what I'm saying? But if they take the chip, that doesn't necessarily mean that they're gonna be able to survive, because they're gonna have access to, be able to cut you off from things anyway, even if you do take the chip. You know what I'm saying? So defeat the whole purpose of you taking it. So don't trust these wicked ass demon, false prophets out there that's telling you that the RFID chip is not the mark of the beast, because it is. And for those that the Lord has given the discernment, to follow the true men of the Lord, those of the elder apostles and the brothers of Great Millstone, and those that teach like doctrine, you got to give all praises to Yahweh Shem Shai, that he gave you the discernment to see that, because you could be lost and following these other bug out camps that's leading you astray, But for those that are, that's just been your lot, unless you repent and you come out of that. But I'm gonna let the video continue on.
You decide, hey, that's something we want to stop purchases of. In China, as they've rolled this out, you can't use your digital currency to buy gold. You can't use it to buy other currencies, which kind of makes sense, right? They're rolling out a trial and giving people free money through this lottery system, so they don't want people to use this just to exchange it out for a different form of money. They want to test out this money system, how it works. But I could absolutely see that just being a permanent feature, and features that other central banks around the world roll out, because why would they would need to incentivize the usage of the new currency in order to cause it to be used. They wouldn't want people to just be able to dump it for Bitcoin or gold as soon as they get their digital currency. Part of the point is to lock down control here, and so that is one of the main features, is control. The second feature is information, because right now the access to all of the kind of like the metadata, all of the information about how money is being spent, it's not as readily accessible, especially by policymakers. And so from a policymaker standpoint, centralization is king. And so if you can have all the information coming in, allegedly or theoretically, it would give you the ability to make better decisions about policies. And so if you see too much froth, or if you see too much slack in certain parts of the economy, a central bank would be able to partner much more closely with Congress or the taxing authorities, or the fiscal policy, basically, is what I'm getting at. You get a closer tying in together of monetary policy and fiscal policy, because you can see all the transactions. You can say, hey, there's there's slack in the economy over here, and there's too much over here, and so let's impose an instantaneous 5% tax on these types of transactions, and we'll give a tax credit or a tax deduction on these types of transactions instantaneously in real time. You wouldn't have to go through legislation to roll out many year-long tax plans. You could adjust
Hi, it's Sam Barker here from the Motley Fool. Behind me is Landmark Mall, or what
fiscal policy dynamically in real time in order to try and control the economy. Now, I think if this gets rolled out anywhere, fully fledged out as I'm describing it, it'll end in utter disaster and destruction. But that is kind of the end game. That is kind of the goal.
And it will lead into utter destruction, because the Lord is going to destroy this devil before he gets the chance to fill his belly, as prophesied in Job. He's going to be taken out. He's not going to be able to fulfill his plan, but he's going to fight tooth and nail, to try to hold on to his kingdom. He wants to hold on to his blessing, that he's currently have, but he's not going to be able to do so. The Lord could put the spirit on this devil to even fight against, him and his army. As Yahweh Shai is coming from the skies, that's why he has his space force, because this devil, he truly believes in his blessings of the sword, man. So he actually going to try to fight against, Yahweh Shai's army that's coming down in chariots. These chariots are vehicles from another realm. You know what I'm saying? This devil has no chance. One angel can destroy this whole planet. You know what I'm saying? But the Lord is coming with a great army. Plus, the nuclear missiles that the Lord had this devil create is going to destroy this place as well. But him in his mind state, he believes that he can, defeat anyone. You know what I'm saying? Even the Lord himself. That's why, because the Lord put the spirit on him, to rise up against him, But he's not going to fulfill this. It is going to end in destruction. Let the video continue.
Makers are thinking of when they're trying to plan for having a digital currency. It's really for censorship, to stop or reverse transactions that happen, and it's really for information and control, to make things more expensive or cheaper dynamically in real time across the economy, to try and fine-tune the economy to do whatever they want. And then lastly, it would be to be able to cause inflation at will whenever they want, so that they can award them.
Yes, so this ship will cause the economy to do whatever they want, because they're going to have the total control. Once you take it, you know what I'm saying, you belong to them, and they're going to, use you or bait you into, being part of their system. And then once you receive it, you know what I'm saying, they're going to have total control, and they can do as they please with you. Like you said, they're going to be able to have the total control of the world economy. Once the central banking system merges with the Federal Reserve system, you know what I'm saying, you're giving them full power of the currency, and with that, we're having that power. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be able to cut you off from society, because this microchip not only gonna have, the ability to buy and sell. You know what I'm saying? Your ability, to go to work, all your information, to be able to drive, your health records or whatnot. Everything that your whole existence is going to be on this chip. And they're going to do as they see fit. They're going to just be able to cut you off from society, once they have no use for you any longer.
The government spending power much more easily than they can right now. They don't have to go through kind of the legal loopholes to step over the red tape of issuing debt, selling treasuries, and all of that. You'd be able to much more easily have spending power awarded to the government, much more easily implement price controls and things like that in order to cause your policies to happen as you wish. So China currently is the leader on this front for digital currencies, and central banks all around the world are taking note and will likely follow their lead, especially if China rolls this out faster and faster and is able to develop systems for cross-border payments and starts to allow people from other countries access. And so we'll see how this goes. But ultimately, right now, they are continuing to push this forward, and it might only be a matter of time before you have to decide between using a completely centralized, controlled form of money or getting yourself into a completely decentralized and potentially even black market system for money, something like Bitcoin or maybe even physical gold, physical silver. So what to do next? Well, number one, if you haven't signed up for my newsletter, which
that's pretty much it for the video. But as you can see, all countries are going to follow suit, because this is something that the whole world is going to have to face. You know, the hour of temptation of having to take the mark of the beast. You know. So that's pretty much it. I hope this video has been edifying. I just want to say, Kol Holo Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Shalom.